He'll call for the fair catch here. Offense set on first down. Looking to throw, it's Ward. It's complete to the left. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football. And a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting them the football, letting them get some positive yards.
The give out of the gun. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
This running back in the Miami backfield is deadly because of his speed. He's so elusive. You get the feeling like he could score any single time he has the ball. He gives the offense a lot of balance, but he gives them that home run ability too.
Looking to the big tight end. Working on the right. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27.
And how about that? A lot of coaches talk about being aggressive and we're going to take shots, but then they get conservative in the game. But first drive, coming out, showing this defense we are not afraid to throw the ball deep. Might keep that defense a little bit more conservative.
They'll throw it on first down. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
It's hard throwing in the pocket, man. You got bodies and 300-pound dudes falling all over the place. They're trying to hit you. That time, the pressure got to him, and they forced the incompletion.
Here's the give off the left side. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Well, they're just trying to run the ball, but that time there was absolutely nowhere for the running back to go, and as a result, that's a tackle for loss.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Pulls it in. It's Martinez. Excellent job working through the air. They're finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down.
Man, you hate that if you're on defense. Third and long, you've got everybody covered downfield, and you let the running back pick it up on a check down throw. You've got to be way better tackling in that situation. That is a blown opportunity for this defense.
You know, as a quarterback, you believe in your matchup. And my running back, if I can get him the ball in space, he's going to win a lot of times. He didn't that time. The defense was ready. Nice job in the open field making the nice tackle.
Pulls and fires complete. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Now the 8th play of the opening drive, but this time facing third and long. The aerial assault continues. Safe completion on the screen. Got some room, headed to the goal line. They're able to keep him out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2 after the big play in the passing game.
And that's a really good example of a quarterback and his intended target both being on the same page. The timing was almost perfect on that play. That's why they were able to convert the third down, now setting up first and goal.
He makes a grab, and he will score. Touchdown, Hurricane! Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive, and it was finished off with a 2-yard touchdown toss. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Split backs here. Using his legs, it's Barlow. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
Yeah, and the running back didn't get much here, but, you know, you clearly want to always establish the tempo, run the football, be consistent, make that defense physically meet the challenge.
And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
Just a simple power play. Again, not sexy, run the ball up the middle. Physicality, offensive line gets to assert themselves, run block, what they love to do. This pays dividends down the road in the fourth quarter.
Man, what a surge by this defense. I think he's going to be a little bit short of the first down. They're in their own territory, but they are undeterred. 4th and inches, and they'll go for it. Try to get it on the ground. Will not get there. A 4th down stop.
Man, first half being that aggressive on your side of the field, that's a different world. Like, you live in the analytics world, and I know people say go for it more often. I don't see the point of going for it on that one early in the game in that situation.
Holds and fires complete to the right. They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that first down.
Well, we see another catch by this guy. This defense is going to need to do a better job of tackling the catch. In coverage, I know they want to slap the ball away, but if you can't do it and force the incompletion, you've got to at least make sure you're able to drag him down to the ground as soon as he catches the ball.
Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it 1st and goal. Precision, execution, and timing to pick up the first down on the out route.
I think you're spot on. Those out routes, man, it's got to be about timing. You got to throw that football before he breaks. Nice job seeing it. Short yard situation, throwing the ball on the money so the receiver can get upfield and get the first down.
They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. To the air. It's Ward. Looking for the score. And he's got it. Touchdown, Canes. They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive.
Miami, 14. North Carolina, 0.
No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
Well, it's a nice job, too, of the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be 2nd down.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket, nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this first down.
On 2nd down, looking again to throw. They'll run the screen. A 6-yard pickup that leaves them with 3rd and 4.
Well, a nice gainer on that running back screen. How about the offensive line getting downfield and getting blocks to really help out the back, find some space to go to work?
Makes his connection. That'll be enough for the first down as they stop him at the 43-yard line.
It's tough on the defense there. 3rd down, you're in zone coverage. Everybody's watching the quarterback, and you're trying to make a break on the ball, but he just got it out of his hands too quickly, and the throw was too accurate. Really nothing you can do there, and it's now a fresh set of downs.
Feeling some heat. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
Well, this defense felt coming into the game that if he was going to try to throw from the pocket, they could get to him and affect his accuracy, and they did on that last play.
They make the stop, and that's how the first quarter will end.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. With the score, Miami, 14. North Carolina, 0.
Now facing a 3rd down as they line up after the break. Back to throw, it's Criswell. Going for the big play. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down.
Yeah, and 3rd and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
Despite failing earlier on 4th down, they will try again here. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And it's incomplete, and the defense stands tall and gets off the field.
And sometimes the best defense is getting a little bit lucky. He was open. He had a chance to make a play. He just drops it through his hand. It was pretty good defense, but you take those breaks when you can get them.
Caught in the backfield. It's Martinez. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
I want to get my running backs the ball in space as much as possible. And sometimes it doesn't work in the running game, but I can throw it to him. I can try to create some space out wide, dump him the football, let him make some catches, and see if I can't get some big plays.
And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain.
And these defensive tackles just eat people. They swallow human beings when you get near them. They're so big, so strong. When those guys, those running backs come in, they just need a mid. They put one mid on a running back, and he usually falls to the ground just because of their sheer mass and strength.
This defense will try to force a 4th down on 3rd and short from the 45. Fires to the right. He makes a catch. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be 1st down.
Defenses throughout the week study every 3rd down situation. You got to be ready for what they do, how they do it, and then be able to adjust. Great job by the offense so far having success.
He's going to pass. A little screen to the running back. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the 1st down.
Well, this offense will screen you in a variety of ways. They'll throw receiver screens, tight end screens. The running back screen also a big part of what they like to do, like you just saw there.
2nd down coming up. Wants to throw. It's Ward. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
This is a good sign for this defense. The rate they were going, not touching the quarterback, him already having 2 touchdown passes in the 1st half, this was not going to be a fun football game to watch. Now they're turning the tide a little bit, getting a little bit of pressure, getting a sack.
Oh, sweet feet. Oh, look out. There he goes. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Miami.
And that's why this running back is so dangerous. It's not just handing him off the football, but he's a weapon in the passing game. You see his ability to catch it, turn upfield, make people miss, and find the end zone.
The kick is good, but the penalty flag indicates we've got a roughing the kicker call coming. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. They're lining up to kick it off, and he ought to be able to knock this one anywhere he wants after that extra 15 yards with the roughing the kicker. First down here for the offense. Takes a handoff. It's Hampton. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the 1st down.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again, right? It's been really hard for this offense in this game to run the football, but they finally break off a big run there. That could be the play they need to really generate momentum and get this run game going.
Bulls his way forward. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
Listen, defense is about energy. It's about passion. It's about physicality. They need a little bit more of that. Get the guy on the ground. You can't let guys break tackles. What could have been set up in a long yardage situation, now it becomes an easier situation because you couldn't get him on the ground.
Gets it out quickly. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the 1st down. The Tar Heels have this offense rolling. Out of the gun to give to the back. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5. We've made our way to the 2-minute warning, and now they'll try to at least cut a little something off of this lead before the break. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Scanning the field, it's Criswell. He's right on target. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end.
When offenses run these slant routes, it's about putting the ball right on the numbers, and defensively, I got to be able to take those angles right away. See where he's at, break on the football. Poor angles there by the defense.
Reels it in the end zone. Touchdown, UNC!
Man, nice job getting the passing game going. This is big, man. Going into the half, and listen, I know you're trailing, but building some momentum. Maybe this second half we can keep airing the football out, cutting into this deficit, and who knows what the heck will happen.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Miami, 21. North Carolina, 7.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build.
And the diving catch down the right side.
Man, that's a tough play to make. When you're that far down the field and you're trying to control your body and run as you're laying out, that's a really great effort, really good concentration, and that is how you make your quarterback look really good.
And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
Caught near the sticks. It's Horton. He's brought down at the 41-yard line. It's a pickup of 5 and enough for a first down. Looking to move it through the air. Got a man. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
Hey, on offense, you just got to stay ahead of the sticks, and a big part of that is finding positive production on first down. When you've got this guy in the backfield, there's a lot of ways you can do that. You're going to hand it off to him, but how about dialing up the pass play on first down and just letting him go to work to set up second and short?
Quarterback on the keeper. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. Just got to make sure he's making the right decisions through the field.
Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. They'll pass on the 48-yard field goal attempt and instead try to pick up the first down. On fourth down, flexing that muscle in the run game. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Low man wins. Defense that time on fourth down was expecting run. And you saw at the point of attack how they just dominated. There was nowhere for that guy to go. Defense wins the down. They give it back up now to their offense.
They're going to open this drive with a pass. What a snag by the defense. Bringing it back. He's out of bounds, showing off the hands on the pick, and then the nifty moves on a terrific return. That's one of those throws. He tried to give it some touch, and as soon as it left his hand, you know he was thinking, no, 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 please bring it back, bring it back.
As a quarterback, Reese, you've got to throw the ball with conviction. Generally, when you throw it harder, oftentimes you're a lot more accurate. All of a sudden now, you try to take something off, you're trying to throw the perfect spiral and cut the wind, and your accuracy goes down, and that was an example there. Errant throw on the interception.
After the incompletion, they go back up top. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. Dropping back, it's Ward. He'll take a shot. And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Hurricanes!
Miami, number 7. In the end zone.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. Fair catch, called for and made. North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. Trailing by 3 touchdowns, if you're going to get back in it, David, the time to start is right now.
Got to start now. Defense giving up points on that last possession. Again, the offense is going to have to score, and Jesse probably scored pretty quick.
Yeah, you got to go tempo. You're going to have to try to fit in as many plays as you can throughout the rest of this game. But I think more than that, you've got to eliminate the negative plays. No more penalties and no more turnovers.
And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. He uncorks a laser deep down the middle. Pass is incomplete, and we dwindle down to 7 seconds.
This defense is heating up. They got an interception the last possession. You could tell breaking on the football really, really well, seeing where the quarterback's throwing it, going to try to get it. Got another hand on it, almost had another interception.
The pass is incomplete, and 1 second is left.
What a play by the defender there, guys, in his own end zone. The offense has taken a shot, and if that defender was just 1 step behind, that would have been a touchdown. But the hit forces the incompletion.
On 3rd down, going up top. Pressure coming. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. That's going to do it here in the first half. Everybody stick with us. We'll head to halftime.
North Carolina, 7.
And the Canes will line up to kick off and start the second half. He'll call for the fair catch here. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. They come into this 3rd quarter with a lot of work they need to get done.
Yeah, and it starts with this possession. And I'm going piece by piece. I know this is coach speak and very simple. I score. I get a stop. I score. I can get back in this game, but it's got to be one drive at a time.
It's going to have to be, but I think the mindset offensively is we're probably going to have to score every time we get it because our defense has been struggling. They have not been getting a lot of stops, so this is a critical drive here for this offense.
If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a 3rd down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a 1st down at the 43.
You're down. Obviously, at the half, you had a conversation. We got to come out and put points on the board. And, Jesse, it looks like they're going to start with the ground game.
And I love this, David, too. Regardless of whether they're losing or they're winning, come out here and try to be the most physical unit here in the second half. Get this run game established.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Looking for a man. It's Criswell. Get it out on the screen. Still on his feet at the 45. They make the stop, but not before the screen has hit him for a 1st down and much more. Really good execution by this offense. He's looking to throw it. Pocket starts to collapse. Hauls it in. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a 1st down. And the Tar Heels come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
Listen, a lot of time, tips and deflections are because you got great eyes and vision on the quarterback. You see him release the football, you break on it, you tip that thing, and make sure the receiver can't get it.
And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. He finds his man. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
Now, a 4th down.
With a double-digit deficit here in the second half, they're going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Desperately wanted to convert on 4th down, but couldn't do it.
And they decide to go for it. They decide to be aggressive, try to throw the football down the field. Receiver, quarterback, not on the same page. No dice, turnover on downs.
And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
Martinez on the carry. And it'll be a pickup of 9. They're facing a 3rd and 1. Trying to pick up a first down. They turn to the passing game on 3rd and short. Caught near the sticks. It's Horton. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. From the gun, running back on the move.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. Maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent, the things they did right, the things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter of play. With the score, Miami 28, North Carolina 7.
Now facing a 3rd down as they come back to the line after the break. Wide out in motion. To the air, it's Ward. Getting some heat. Couldn't quite haul it in. They almost had their first pick here late in the game. The Canes line up to... Oh, he's not punting. He's going to throw. And the fake works if he can get the first.
Man, everybody loves a fake punt until it doesn't work. And how about the defense? Great job being aware, not falling asleep. That's what happens. A lot of times you fall asleep, you give up a big play, give up the first down. They were dialed in, they were ready, and they stopped the guy just short of the first down.
And he's left with no option but to throw it away.
Well, this defense has just had this QB's number all game long. We're here in the 4th quarter, and still he's not able to set up in the pocket. He gets flushed to the outside, nothing open, and it's an incompletion.
He'll let one go down the right side. And he makes the catch inside the 10.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game, but trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after an explosive play...
And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Tar Heel.
Man, I like the running back's vision. He sees the hole, explodes through it. He knows where the goal line is, gets in the end zone, gets 6.
And with the extra point, they trail by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. They've got it down to a 2-touchdown deficit, trailing by 14 and about to kick it away.
14.
Coming out with it, it's Johnson. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Gets it out fast. They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the first down.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in the game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
Dances away from the heat. And this one's not working. He'll just throw it away.
Good decision by the QB. You're outside the pocket. You're trying to find an open target. No one's open. Throw it away and live to play another day.
They'll run it to keep the clock moving. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it.
Look, I know this has not been statistically the day that this guy would have hoped for coming into this one. He's their star back. He's come up with massive plays time and time again. It's been tough sledding against this defense, but if he had to trade that for a W in this one, he would certainly take it. And at this point of the game in the fourth quarter, this is where they need him most.
They'll probably bleed every second possible off this clock before they snap it. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down.
I think you have to like what you see if you're the coaching staff here. Your offense is on the field, and it looks like you got a pretty good drive going, and you're just going to try and keep this thing marching, keep the clock ticking. You've got a really nice lead here late. Just want to find ways to keep the chains moving. They're doing it.
Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
And I tell you what, when you got a guy that is that good at dissecting your defense, you better get pressure. Nice job by the defense, hurrying him up, speeding up the thought process.
Throws to the wideout. And here's the pick, and oh, did they need that right now. Got some room to run. And he was weaving his way and finally brought down around the 23-yard line.
Let's go. Talk about having 1 foot in the grave. This was almost over. They're up by 2 possessions in the fourth quarter, and they got the football. Thank goodness they're choosing to throw the football, not run the clock. Man, we needed that pick. Now it's the offense's turn to go out and make something happen.
They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. A first down run on the doorstep. Touchdown, North Carolina! You thought they were done. They're not. They're back, baby.
Yeah, and that's step one. Great job by this offense getting in the end zone. Now you got to go get the stop. You got to get the football back. You got to find a way to do something to create a turnover, get an onside, to get the football back, to get back in this football game.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. From inside the 15, chance for a good return. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. They've got the big fellas out there, a 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. The give to the back. They needed to find enough space and get it moving forward, and they're up to the 22. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. If they can pick up a yard here on 2nd down, that might put this one in the books. Looking downfield, it's Ward. He lets one fly deep. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. They'll need to convert this 3rd down from their own 22 to get this drive jump-started. A quick completion to the left, looking for the first down. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. They'll use a timeout here. You have to be certain at this point in the game. To the air on 1st down. Quarterback floating away from pressure. He'll throw one to his right. Makes a grab to the 25, and there's room. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Canes.
You know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. Trying to find his man on 1st down. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And the defense at this point understands that the offense is going to have to try to throw the football, all right? They already got a lead, so they're now pinning their ears back and getting after this guy, trying to get him to the ground.
Back to throw, it's Criswell. They're working that left side. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. I don't think the pressure's going to get to these guys. This is when it's fun. Late in the game, down one score, got to have it right now. And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback.
Man, it didn't take long for the defense to get home on that play. You see them playing man coverage in the back end, slowing down the routes from the receivers and the rest of the offense. That forced the quarterback to have to hold on to it for just a split second longer, and they were able to get the sack.
Yeah, and a really good job by the defender understanding the ball's coming. I got to break on it and go and not try to intercept it and make a bad play. He swats it down and makes sure that's an incompletion.
Trying to get to it. And the quarterback is snowed under.
Great job up front on this pass rush. Defense in a dime personnel grouping. They've got 6 DBs on the field. They're expecting pass, so they're going to have to win with 4 guys, and they're 4-1. They got the job done.
How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on 4th down? The offense lining up for a first down play. Use the play fake, now to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. He'll fire to his right. Incomplete, and very lucky that one wasn't picked off. And man, could they have used that? It'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Steps away to find some room. The pass is incomplete, and there are 2 ticks remaining on the clock. And here we go, final play of the game right here. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Moves around to clear up the vision. Ball's incomplete, and that'll do it from here. Oh, that was a pretty rough showing there by this team. Just couldn't find a way to get things going and come up with the win.
Just got outplayed, Reese. There were moments in this game. There were plays to be had and plays to be made. At the end of the day, they just did not execute well enough in any of the 3 phases on any side of the football. So, David, moving forward, a lot to take away from this game as they try to improve.
A lot to take away and a lot to learn from. I mean, losses definitely hurt, they sting, but a lot of times most teams refocus and they get a sense of urgency now that they got a loss in that column. So watch the tape, watch what you need to improve on, and go attack it in practice.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been...